Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be doing some NBA predictions. So, now, if you guys don't know, past couple of years I've only predicted football, but yeah, this year I don't know if you guys know, but literally today is the start. Today is the start of the NBA season. Today the NBA season will begin. And what I'm deciding to do, even though I didn't get very many suggestions for it, I'm still doing it anyway. By the way, just to let you guys know, I actually tried to do this yesterday. About 20 minutes in, it crashed. But I'll just go through. Now, what I was intending on doing for this one, I wasn't going to do what I do for the NFL predictions. And by the way, I'm just going to note this right now, guys. This is the first time. Yeah, this is the first time this is the first time in a while I've made a video 2 consecutive days in a row. But, wow. But I'm doing this because I know that I only have like a little over an hour and a half to do this, because after that the season will already have begun. Just to let you guys know, 6:22 p.m. the first game, Golden State and Oklahoma City, or I believe it might be Boston and Philadelphia, the 76ers. They might be the first game. Anyway, even though I didn't get many suggestions, I'm still going to be doing this right now. So, yeah, I've already gone through about 3 weeks of the season already. And after that, that's about like 7 or 8 games or something. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but because I don't know much about the NBA other than, when I watch the playoffs. That's when I really know the most about it, when I go to watch the playoffs and predict them. Because I do that, but I don't make any videos or make it public. But now I'm just going to predict the whole season, and then I'll see who's going to win the playoffs and all that. So this is going to take a long time because there's 26 weeks and all. If there's 26 weeks and all, so it might take a while. And there's a lot of games to predict. Each team plays 82 games. So that's what? 82 times 30, you guys do the math, like 2,000, over like 2,500 games. Like, it's around that much. Like, I have to predict 2,500 games within an hour some period. So this video won't be that long because I'm going to cut it down, obviously, but I will go through the games, maybe talk about who I picked a little bit, talk about their standings once I get to a certain point. But I'm not going to do what I do with the NFL predictions. I'm just going to go through these a little quicker than I would. Just pick them, maybe give a very brief reason, because that's just who I am. But my goal is not really to give a reason, just go quick about this rather than my NFL predictions, because I know I have less to predict. So I do talk about those games and why I feel that way. But this time, I'm just going through. So the first game of the season, Golden State and Oklahoma City. So now I know Golden State. Wait, Tuesday's the night. Okay, so I shouldn't be very confused about that. So yeah, guys, Golden State and Oklahoma City, I guess, play tonight. I'm going to go with Golden State just because they're at home, and they seem pretty unbeatable from what I've seen in the playoffs. And I would doubt that they lose this early in the season, considering, that they're that good. And they haven't really lost anyone major, so I'm going to assume that they're still going to be pretty good. But I'm not going to, pick them to win every game. I see them as, this New England, I guess right now, Los Angeles Rams kind of team, this team that always dominates and has a hard time losing. It gets very hard to beat them. Of course, in the playoffs, you might be able to win one game against them, but that's about it. Other than that, they'll dominate you 4-1 and kill you. So, I'm going to go with Golden State there. Alright, guys, so now you might be shocked with this prediction, but this early, I'm already going to go with okay, never mind. I'll be back in a second, guys. I'm having some... Okay, guys, I went to my room. That's where I get the most peace. I was out in my living room with the TV muted and all that. You know, just because I wanted to. But let's talk again. New Orleans Pelicans. No, I have no clue why I decided to go with this. I think mainly for the reason that the Pelicans were decent last year, and I feel like they were kind of ripped off of a chance to, maybe do something good in the playoffs. Now, that's not a good reason to just give them the first win of the season. But, yeah, I'm pretty much already going to go with an upset already. Okay, guys, so now we're going to start talking about next game, Spurs and the Timberwolves. I don't know if you guys know this. The Spurs are my favorite team in the NBA. And now you might think I have some bias for why I have them winning this game. Not at all. I just decided, San Antonio's at home. The Timberwolves are usually a team that they can beat, along with Portland, So I just decided to pick them over Minnesota there. And then I picked Sacramento over Utah. No, I really should have picked... Wait. Yeah, I picked Sacramento over Utah. I guess because I think Utah's going to have a really early loss there, so... Now, what's going on with this, though? What's going on with this? I did not have Denver winning. I did not have Denver winning over the Clippers. I had the Clippers winning. Because I remember talking in that attempted recording about how I had them doing so poorly. Because literally they had no wins until a certain point. But yeah, I'll pick the Clippers. Dallas, I think Dallas is a decent team. They may win this first game. Of course, a lot of you will probably say Phoenix, but I think Dallas will win, honestly, that first game. The Lakers or the Trailblazers. I'm going with the Lakers. No. Oh, wait. No, actually, a lot of these were swapped up. I don't know why. I'm going to stick with Dallas against Phoenix. But I do believe I had Portland winning. Actually, no, I do think I had Los Angeles winning. Yeah, I did have Los Angeles winning against Portland because they have LeBron and all that. But that's not the only good reason why. It's because there's a reason why LeBron went there. It's because they have a better support system than Cleveland did. So he moved there for a better support system. So obviously they have better players than... There's going to be better players than what Cleveland had. And it'll be a significant change for them. For LeBron, it'll be a significant change, but for the better and not the worse. So it may be really quick for Los Angeles to win a championship, and I'm not just going to go straight off the bat say they're going to a championship because they have LeBron. No, but I do think they're good enough to beat Portland because obviously they did not look very good in the playoffs. That means nothing. They probably have a completely different roster. And so I'm just going to go with the Lakers because I feel they will get better with LeBron, but I do not know if they'll be a playoff team. We'll just see by the end of this all. And so I have the Pelicans and the Clippers winning against Sacramento and OKC. OKC's not really that good anymore, after Durant left. They're decent, but they're not a team that I would imagine wins a championship. Golden State, Utah, I'm going with Golden State. They're just really powerful. I know Utah's a good team, but I think they're way too powerful to lose to Utah. Minnesota, Dallas, I'm taking the home team. The Mavericks are decent. Phoenix or Denver. I guess I'll go with Denver since they're at home, but, that gives Phoenix another loss. Makes Phoenix look bad, but, yeah. The Spurs. Okay, now I know that there's some weird stuff. I did not have Portland winning that. Now, no bias for the Spurs here. This isn't any bias for the Spurs, but I think I did have Phoenix winning. I don't know if they did or not, but I'm going to go with Phoenix because I know I had Denver doing pretty bad pretty early on, so I'm going to go with Phoenix over Denver. And I'm going with San Antonio because I don't think Portland beat them once last year, and maybe just once. They had a hard time beating San Antonio, and I still think they will. Even all those veterans are losing, like Manu Ginobili Tim Duncan, just in the past few years, all those guys they've lost, all those good veterans they had. I don't think they're going to get any worse, though. I don't think they've gotten any worse at, drafting or any of that. I still think with how good historically they are, they'll still be a decent team even without those guys. And they do have a legendary coach in Coach Pop. And they do have a very good coach in Greg Popovich, and so they should still do pretty good with him as coach. Well, that is if he returns after, his wife died and all that. I hope he's fine anyway. Houston or Los Angeles. You guys are really going to start to call me biased for LeBron here, but no, that's just a home game. I think I would go with the Lakers even if they didn't have LeBron. So I just don't know that much about the NBA in the preseason. So, not preseason. I just don't know about the NBA in total a whole lot, except for how the playoffs work, because I watch those and predict those all the time. It's one of my favorite hobbies when football's not on, because that's like in the middle of summer, and that's a really good sport to. That's a really good time to binge on sports, when the not the World Series, the finals come around. That's a good time. And OKC over Sacramento. I just don't think Sacramento's that good, even though I gave them an early win. I think OKC is good enough to get their first win at home there. Golden State, once again, they're probably 3-0 or 4-0 after that win against Denver. They'll probably kill them. I don't expect Denver to be super good, but I just know that Golden State will be really good. You got Memphis and Indiana. I'm going with Indiana all entirely here. I think Memphis is a decent team, and they are capable of pulling off an upset against Indiana, but honestly, I'll just give them the home nod. They are a really good team out there in the East, and especially with the Cavs being down, losing LeBron, that might help them out a bit. A lot of people are probably taking them as a pick out there in the East, but not me quite as much, but I will pick them over Memphis. And then we got Atlanta over Memphis just the following 2 days later. And I got Memphis getting a win there over Atlanta. I do think they can win that one. Then Cleveland or Minnesota. I think I'll take Cleveland on the road there. Minnesota, yet I think, still winless. And now that's a game on tonight. Also, Philly and Boston. Okay, no, that game's on tomorrow, the Memphis-Indiana one. I'll go with Boston in that game. Wait. No. I actually didn't have Boston. I had Philadelphia. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. I did all these predictions yesterday. But oddly enough, some of them changed and some of them were the ones I originally had predicted. But I'm going with Philly. I think they're going to get some revenge for what happened in that playoff series, and I expect them to win. Probably not huge, but in a close matchup. Milwaukee and Charlotte, I think both of these teams are good, especially with Charlotte getting Tony Parker, which was also a veteran I forgot to mention from the Spurs. They should do pretty decent with him, but he's not going to carry the whole team, but I still think they'll be decent, like they usually are, I assume. Brooklyn or Detroit. I will go with Brooklyn. I do think I had that upset going. Yep, Detroit's going to lose their first game of the season. Brooklyn's going on the road. Even though Brooklyn's not that great, I still think they can do it. Because, I mean, they're a team that can win games, but they're not a team that's going to go to the playoffs. Clearly not. Miami or Orlando, I'm going to go. No, actually, I'm going with Miami. I remember I had Miami specifically winning their first game of the season, and so I'm giving Miami that nod to Orlando. I don't think Orlando's as good as Miami, so I'm going to take them to win. Even without LeBron, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, all those guys have been able to lead that team. Atlanta or NYK, I'll go NYK in that one. Cleveland or Toronto. Even though Cleveland absolutely dominated them in the last couple of playoff series they've had against them, I'm taking Toronto. Cleveland is down, obviously, after losing LeBron, so I don't think that's going to make them suck, but it's going to affect them in some games against tough teams because they would need him for some games. Chicago and Philly. Take Philly. They're the much better team at home, so I'll take them to win. Miami at Washington. I do believe I had Miami winning this one, and so I'm taking them still to win that. Charlotte or Orlando, I think that's a toss-up, even though Charlotte's probably going to be the better team. I'm going Orlando. NYK, probably another toss-up because they're both New York teams. I'm going Brooklyn, Boston, or Toronto. Now, that one I'm not as sold on, but I think I will take Toronto, Indiana, or Milwaukee. Now, I think I'll take Milwaukee being at home. They can get upsets at home. I know they've been known to do that, so I'll take Milwaukee at home. But then Indiana the following day, I'll take them to beat Brooklyn. Toronto or Washington. This was actually a game in the playoff series. This was one that did get swapped up for sure. I'm taking Washington to win this game over Toronto. Obviously, since they were able to defeat them twice in the playoff series they had together. Boston or NYK. I did not have NYK. I don't think I had Boston. So I'll take Boston to win that game on the road. And then I'll take Philly to win at home over Orlando, Detroit, or Chicago. I got Chicago. I think that one belongs to the home team. Charlotte or Miami. I'll still take Miami. Let me tell you, they were able to dominate Tony Parker before. They'll probably do it again here. Not so sure, but they should do decent. So, yeah, and I'll take Cleveland over Atlanta. Yeah, that Miami-Charlotte game didn't make any sense, but I'll keep Miami as my pick. Wow, that took me a lot longer than I thought to go over week 1. So let's go over week 2, okay? So basically what I'm going to do is go over the first 4 weeks that I predicted. I meant to just go raw predictions yesterday, but I'm just going to reset this and do it new because my file went corrupt, so I'm going to redo this. Plus, I don't remember since I waited a full day to do this again. So who I got winning the Western side in week 2? I got Utah over Memphis. Now, I don't know if I had Phoenix over Golden State or not. But, I guess I do. I guess I'm going to stick with Phoenix to go on the road and give Golden State their first loss already in week 2. But, yeah, that's as far as I'm going to go here. I think Golden State will lose their first home game just in week 2. Spurs or Lakers, I think the Lakers with LeBron are good enough to win this game. Probably without him, no, but LeBron has a lot of experience playing these guys in 2 or 3 different NBA finals, so he's got some experience, but also he knows how to get beat by him too. Pelicans and Clippers, I'll take Pelicans being at home. I know they're going to be a much better team. Sacramento or Denver. That is Denver's first win right there. Now, I do remember that being Denver's first win from yesterday's predictions. I'll just give the home team that one toss-up. Utah or Houston, I remember Utah's only win against those guys in the series was at home. No, it was on the road, but I'm still going to give them this road loss here because I know the Rockets are still pretty decent. And now the Lakers' first loss of the season, or what I believe to be, against Phoenix on the road. They will get beat on the road on a Wednesday. And that's an unfortunate way to go down, isn't it, Lakers? But it's going to happen. Memphis at Sacramento. Memphis, I feel, is good enough to go on the road and win this, but I'm still going to go with Sacramento. Just because, I didn't say I was good at this, good at predicting NBA games, but I will do this anyway because I do like the sport of basketball and I used to play it. Denver or the Lakers. Now, being on the road, you guys, based off of who I've been predicting to win and to lose and to be really good and really bad, that should be a pretty obvious one. The Clippers on the road against the Rockets, I'll pick the Rockets. Now, you guys probably see this one as an upset. Utah and New Orleans. I've got Utah. I think they're a good enough team to be able to go on the road and beat a team like them, so I'll pick them to beat New Orleans with those good players they have. Okay, guys, so you got Memphis and Phoenix. I'll go Memphis at home. I don't think Phoenix will be that great. I think they'll be decent, but they won't be great. But I'll go with them to win. Los Angeles at San Antonio. And once again, for the second straight week in a row, I've got... Wait, I don't remember. I don't remember actually. No, I think I'll give the Spurs that win. I'll give the home team that win in that series. I was almost tempted to give Los Angeles that road win though. That's how good I think they'll be. They can beat my own team. They can go on the road and beat my team. That's how good I think they are. But I think they could be capable of it. But do I think it'll happen? Probably not. I think San Antonio gets that win at home. Utah at Dallas. I think I'll give Dallas that win. I think Dallas will be a decent team, and I don't even know if I've given them a loss yet. But I'll check the standings after I get done with this week. But OKC and Phoenix, I'll take OKC for sure. At home, Indiana and Minnesota, I'll take Minnesota. I'll take Minnesota to win maybe their first game of the season because they need to start getting wins, and a good way to start is by beating a good team at home. So they'll be Indiana. Chicago or Dallas, I'll go with Dallas. I don't even know if I have them with a loss yet. I'll find out eventually, though. Washington or Portland. Now, even though Washington was not very good against Toronto in that playoff series, I will go with them to beat Portland because neither was Portland. Portland was not good in their series either against a lower seeded team. Didn't win one game, having 2 home games, having 2 road games. They didn't win one game out of those 4. Dallas at Atlanta. I think this is one of the first wins I'm giving Atlanta. Just being at home, I think they can get an upset over Dallas and potentially their first loss of the season after that. Maybe I've just been keeping track of it poorly and I've already given Dallas plenty of losses, but I'll give Atlanta that win. And then I'll give Toronto the win. I think they're just playing out the better team and they're at home. Indiana or San Antonio. Now, this is one I'm tempted to change. I'm still going to stick with San Antonio because I still feel they'll be decent. And then along with Golden State, I think they can beat Washington at home and they'll probably win pretty big. And then Portland or Orlando, I feel Portland will be the better team, so I'll give them the win. Boston or OKC. OKC's at home, I'll give them the win. Golden State on the road against New York. Now, that is quite the upset I'm picking. I do not think the Knicks are that great, but I'm still picking them to win at home against Golden State. Even though I have Golden State in a future matchup against the other New York team not losing. Even though I do think Brooklyn is the better New York team, I'll still go with the Knicks over the Nets to beat them. Obviously. Dallas at Toronto. Now Dallas is just falling apart. Milwaukee at Minnesota. I'll go with Minnesota. Those are 2 evenly matched teams, I feel. But I will go with Minnesota. New Orleans Pelicans. Or is it New Orleans? Yeah, the New Orleans Pelicans at home against Brooklyn. I'll take them over Brooklyn. Washington or Sacramento. I don't know. I guess I'll go Sacramento. It's safer to go with the home team, I guess. But Washington, I wouldn't be shocked if they won that game. And then Portland at Miami. Miami, no doubt. Golden State on the road. We already said that one. And then the Clippers beat Washington. Orlando, Boston. That one should be pretty easy. Boston should be almost unbeatable at home, but they're not. They're beatable at home. Cleveland beat them on the road last year just to get to the finals. Charlotte at Toronto. Yeah, I guess I'll stick with Charlotte to get that upset. So I think that's Toronto's first home win. And why can't Milwaukee? Now, I think this is also Philly's first loss. I gave them a loss at Detroit. No, well, maybe I'll wait until after week 3 to check the standings, because now that I think about it, Dallas will probably have more losses heading into there. But, yeah, Philly at Detroit. I'll go with Detroit in that upset. Brooklyn at Cleveland. Now, I guess I'll give Cleveland their first home loss against Brooklyn. I think this can be a team that upsets many, but they won't be very good overall to get to the playoffs. The Knicks at the Heat. I'll go with the Heat. And then Charlotte at Chicago. I don't know if that matchup's already happened. I'll go Chicago being at home. Philadelphia and Milwaukee. I don't know if these two played last year in a series or not. I'm not sure if those were the two teams that played. No, that was Boston and Milwaukee, and Boston barely won, but they did. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Philly to go on the road and beat Milwaukee. Even though that's a very tough place to play, I'll still go with them to win, because I think they'll be a decent team. Maybe even a good enough team to get back to the playoffs. Cleveland and Detroit. Detroit, I'll give an upset there. And a revenge game here, I'll give Charlotte the win. Boston at Detroit. Now, I don't know. I think I should give Boston that win. Actually, you know what? Detroit's on a hot streak. I think they'll win it. Never mind. Even though I sound pretty biased now since I gave them a win over Cleveland. No, I'm still giving them the win. Chicago at Atlanta. Now, Chicago seems to be falling apart since they lose to the Hawks. Indiana at Cleveland. Now, that could be one where Indiana does potentially go on the road and pulls off that upset, but it's being a rivalry, but I think Cleveland will hang on at home, obviously, being when I think maybe the slightly better team, but right now maybe Indiana might be the better team, but I'm giving the home team that win. Now's to the home team. There you go. Philly, Charlotte. These last two seem to be pretty obvious to me to go with Philly and Milwaukee at home. So there you go. Week 2, October 22nd through the 28th. And now let's move on to week 3. Okay, so we got... Oh, I didn't predict this yet. Or I predicted a little bit of it. But right now, the teams I got. So yeah, Dallas. I've hardly given them any losses, along with the Spurs. The Pelicans are 4-3. The Rockets are 3-3. Memphis I have at the bottom of that division. The only team with 8 games here is Dallas. So they played the most already. I guess it's because I didn't fully predict it because I was too worried about my recording that just ended. Miami, they're 6-1. Wow. I've hardly given them any losses. They look like the best team in the NBA based off of what I have them at right now. OKC at 4-3. Okay, Golden State 7-2. That's no shocker. Los Angeles 5-3. No shocker about that one either. With LeBron, they'll probably get better. Wow. I didn't know they were in the same division until now. But I learn new things every day, don't I? LA 4-3, and then obviously the Kings and the Suns. Wow. I didn't know I had Indiana 3-5. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I still got Cleveland and Milwaukee near the top of that division. I might switch around some things, though. I might have had some opinion changes. Some I've predicted, some I haven't. But Lakers at Timberwolves. I'll go to Timberwolves. They need wins, obviously. Dallas. Now, I don't think Dallas will win that game, so actually drop Dallas down to 4-4. I don't think they'll win that game on the road against San Antonio. I think that game, in all honesty, will be close, but San Antonio will pull through somehow. The Pelicans and the Nuggets. Now, that's quite the upset. I don't even think the Nuggets will be that great, but yet I'm still taking them to beat what I think is a playoff team. Portland, Houston, I will go with the Rockets, obviously. They're the better team. They'll probably win it. OKC. Okay, yep, I'm going with the home team there. That's a draw for me. Yet, I think I've already given the Clippers a win, so it's only fair. Utah at Minnesota. I don't know if they've played yet, but I'm giving Utah the win. I'm giving them the nod. I think they're the better team here. I'll give them the win. Golden State or New Orleans. Now, that was a series that happened in the playoffs last year. Golden State dominated except for one home game of New Orleans. But I know the Pelicans will not go on the road and beat the Warriors. So I'm giving the Warriors the win. Dallas at Los Angeles. Yep, Los Angeles. I'm taking them. And then San Antonio. And that's where I stopped and worried about my recording because it just stopped. But, yep, I do have San Antonio going on the road. I don't think Phoenix will be that great. So I'll take them to beat Phoenix. And this is where I actually go back to... This is where I start to make actual predictions in the video. By the way, sorry about not making any real predictions in this video yet. But I've tried making one yesterday and it failed and I didn't feel like making another one again and talking for another 20 minutes about the same stuff. But, yeah, it's probably a lot longer than it needs to be. But, of course, there are a lot of games I have to predict. Like I told you, there's probably over 2,000 games I'm going to have to predict. In the next little over an hour, I'm going to have to predict that much in just that short of an amount of time. But, yeah, we're going to keep going, and once I get past week 4, I'll just go all the way to the playoffs and then predict that for you. So New Orleans and Portland. Yeah, New Orleans and Portland. I'll take New Orleans. They dominated that series. I'll take the Pelicans. Memphis. Utah. I'll take Utah at home. I think they're the better team there. Minnesota or Golden State. Golden State, I think they're the much better team in that one. New Orleans at San Antonio. I do believe this time that this will be the first San Antonio loss at home for the season. I will give the Pelicans that road upset over the Spurs. Utah at Denver. I'll take Utah. They're much better than Denver. Lakers at, Lakers for sure. Memphis or Phoenix. I think Memphis is the better team. I'll take Memphis. And then Minnesota or Portland. I guess I'll give Portland that win. So there you go. A little bit of credit, Portland. Indiana and Portland. I'll take Indiana. I'll take the Pacers over the Trailblazers. The Kings and the Heat. For some reason, I'm giving the Kings the road win. Actually, no, screw that. I'm not doing that at all. But this next one I do completely agree with. Yes, Golden State will go on the road and beat Chicago. Orlando will beat Sacramento at home. I think that's a pretty even matchup, but I'm just going with the home team. Washington, Memphis. I'll go with Washington. And then Denver and Chicago. Yeah, I guess I'll go with Denver to go on the road and win that game. Charlotte or OKC. Yep, I'll take Charlotte in that home game there. Denver at Cleveland. I think Cleveland will be a little bit worse than last year, but that doesn't change the fact that they'll probably beat Denver. And then Philly. Philly's just a really good team. I think they'll win. Sacramento or Atlanta. I will take Atlanta. Another even match game. I'll take Orlando, actually, in an upset over the Clippers. I think the Clippers are a much better team, but I'll go with Orlando. Houston, Houston. OKC, Washington. I'll go with OKC on the road. NYK or Dallas, I'll go with Dallas. Finally, I'm getting them back on track, and they will win that game. Phoenix or Toronto. I'll take Phoenix at home. Yeah, they're a really good home team. Houston or Chicago, I'll take Houston. Sacramento or Milwaukee, I'll take Milwaukee. And then Orlando or San Antonio, I'll take San Antonio. And Toronto or LA. That's a tough one. LeBron dominated the Raptors, but I'll go Toronto in the upset. Fine, I'll go Toronto. Atlanta and Philly. That's obvious. Now those are the two New York teams obviously facing off against each other. I'll go with the home one, Milwaukee and Toronto. I know Milwaukee is capable of pulling that one off. Miami at Charlotte. I don't know why. I think I'm going with Charlotte here. No, I'm gonna stick with what I had originally. I do remember I had Miami, so I'll stick with Miami there. Atlanta at Cleveland. I'll go with Cleveland. Now, I don't agree with that one. They might do it at home, but they're not going on the road to beat Boston. Let's face that. Boston's going to win that probably fairly easily. Toronto and Philadelphia. No clue why I'm even deciding to go Toronto, but I'm taking them because they're at home. Brooklyn or Detroit. I'll go with Brooklyn. Indiana or NYK. Okay, now I'm starting to understand why I have them at 3 and 5. I'll go with NYK. They need wins too. Milwaukee and Boston. I'll go Milwaukee to go on the road. They got ripped off in that series against Boston. I'll give them that win. Indiana or Chicago. Yep, Indiana needs wins. I'll go to Indiana on the road. Philly or Detroit. Philly. Charlotte or Cleveland. Charlotte. Boston or Indiana. Now Indiana does need wins. I'll give them that home win. Miami at Atlanta. I'll give Atlanta that home win. Philly and Brooklyn. This is a week of upsets. Brooklyn at home. And then NYK. Washington's just the better team. Man, I picked 6 straight home games. Wow. Okay, so let's move on to week 4. And then I'll just skip all the way. Or whenever this recording ends, which it can only go up to 20 minutes. So, next 3.5 minutes, and then I'll just skip. I'll just talk for the next 3.5 minutes about these games, and then I'll skip all the way to the playoffs. So, New Orleans Pelicans and OKC. I'll go OKC since they're at home. Golden State, obviously. I'll go with the Clippers over the Wolves and Memphis. I'll go Dallas on the road. I'll go with the Lakers at home. I'll go with OKC at home. I'll go with Portland at home. Now that one's probably not a good pick at all, but I'm going with Portland at home. Minnesota at Sacramento. I'll go with Minnesota. Phoenix or New Orleans. I'll go Phoenix in an upset. A lot of these are just random upsets. San Antonio at home. And Dallas over OKC. I don't know if that's a good one or not, but since it's at home. And then the Lakers, obviously, over what I don't think will be a good Kings team. Houston or Indiana, I'll go Houston on the road. Boston or Denver, I'll go Boston on the road. Toronto or Utah, Utah at home. Washington or Dallas, I'll go with Dallas at home. Brooklyn or Phoenix, I'll go with Phoenix at home. Milwaukee or Portland, Milwaukee. OKC or Cleveland, I'll go Cleveland. San Antonio. Okay, I'll go Miami on the road. No, at home. I'll go Miami at home. As much as I hate to say, they're pretty much rivals to us now after that finals. But, yep, Miami will probably win that just because it's at home. New Orleans or Chicago. New Orleans, and then Toronto at Sac. I guess I'll go Sac. Boston at Phoenix. I'll go Boston. Milwaukee at Golden State. Milwaukee can do it at home, not on the road. Brooklyn or Denver. I'll go Denver. Boston or Utah. I will go Boston on the road there. That one's a toss-up. No, I'll go Utah. Milwaukee or Clippers. I'll go Clippers. Philadelphia or Memphis. I'll go Philly. Brooklyn or Golden State. I'll go Golden State. Indiana, Houston. I'll go. Okay. Since I gave, So since I gave the Rockets the away win, I'll give Indiana the away win. Milwaukee or Denver, and then I'll give Milwaukee the away win, and then I'll give Boston. No, I'll give Portland this one. Then I'll give the Lakers this one. Miami or Detroit. I'll go Detroit. I'll go with an Orlando in an upset. I'll go with Chicago on the road in an upset. I'll go with Charlotte at home. I'll go with Detroit on the road. After Orlando's already upset Cleveland, I'll go with the Knicks. I'll go with the Pacers. Go with Washington. I'll give Charlotte the road win. Yeah, I feel confident they could do it. Detroit at Atlanta. I'll give Atlanta that win. By the way, I wasn't paying attention. I probably need to end this recording now, so I'll see you guys up when I get to the playoffs. I'm going to pick Indiana just for give sakes. Why not? I think they're the better team. See you guys when I get to the playoffs. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to show you guys the standings halfway through. Obviously, the Rockets and the Spurs, that's a close race in their division. Of course, with Dallas not too far behind, the Pelicans were not doing so great early on, but now they found a way to actually stay steadily above 500, and Memphis struggling. But all those teams with over 20 wins, maybe possibly the only division with that, 22-19. Miami's still hanging on strong, of course, with their division falling weak to many other teams. But of course, Washington not too far behind, could possibly take the division back maybe at some point if there's some struggles. Orlando was doing a lot worse earlier, and now they're starting to do better. Now Charlotte's starting to do worse. They were much closer to 500, and now they're a lot farther under it than before. And Atlanta getting back into it. OKC still at the top. You guys are shocked. I said they weren't really going to be that elite, but look at them. They're on top of their division right now. They're dominating it pretty much over Utah. I mean, Utah's not too far behind from possibly coming back, though, and going in front there. And then Golden State. So Golden State is the only team right now that I have. Yeah, Golden State is the only team I have right now with under 10 losses right now. They're the only team I have with single-digit losses this deep in the season halfway through. So they're 35-8. That's crazy. You'd have thought they've lost more games, but oh wait, that's Golden State. They're a lot better than that. They won't lose very many games by then. I doubt they'll get a lot worse, so I'll probably stay there. And by the way, guys, I'm not going to predict anymore. This just got really boring. And as you see, I only have a little over 10 minutes before the season begins. But yeah, it's just going to be too hard for me to go through all 82 of their games. So I'm just going to go sim, see what happens. Actually, I'm going to think about that. And then I'll tell you guys what happened when I am back. Okay, guys, so yeah, I'm really just going to sim. I mean, I wanted to do the majority of the games, so now I've done that because I'm through 14 weeks. I decided to do one more week. So these are the standings before I just sim through it all and go all the way to the playoffs. I hope I'm not going too quick so you guys can see them. Alright, guys, so I've showed you every team's standings. Obviously, Golden State was still only single-digit losses, so I'm not randomizing week. And I'm just going to have randomized picks now. I believe that's an option. Yeah, next. I don't know if I really can just go through this all. Randomize. What does that do? Oh, okay, it's all of it. So, gosh darn, guys, I guess I do. Man, once again, guys, I have to go through this all. So I don't have a choice to come back. Man, I've lied to you guys so many times. Whatever, I will come back once I've done every game. Okay, guys, so these are the final season rankings. So, looks like the Rockets are going to hang on and win that division with a 52-30 record. 40. By the way, I don't know if I can't be as clear enough as I'm gonna be right now, but guys, I just randomized it from week 19 and up, so there might have been 20 games that I didn't really pick for each team. Yeah, there were a lot of games I ended up skipping, but still, I feel some of this is pretty accurate anyway. I mean, the Rockets number 3. Spurs number 4. Number 5 is Dallas. Number 7 is Memphis. I wouldn't be shocked if they are number 7. For the Pelicans, even being over 500, that won't do for that won't do for the playoffs. Yeah, I just got a real big foot cramp. Ah, hurt. It feels like someone's squeezing on it really hard. Okay, don't even listen to what I said there. But yeah, wow, it didn't matter what I did. Miami was still going to win that division over Charlotte, who I guess will make the playoffs. And looks like Utah's making it back. OKC's making it back as the last seed. And look who we have at second. It looks like LeBron's team, the Lakers, are getting right back to the playoffs, guys. And no shocker that number one is Golden State. Now, do I think they'll be 61-21? I actually kind of doubt that, but they probably will be good. They probably will be at the top of the division, no doubt. Now we got down here 52-30. Wow, the Pacers take first in the Eastern Conference, which for some reason also doesn't surprise me because a lot of people had them as a contender out there, and so unshockingly enough, I have them as a contender out there too. Milwaukee 6th, Cleveland 2nd. Wow, even without LeBron. 3rd, I got Boston. 5th, I got Toronto. 7th, shockingly, even though I thought the 76ers were going to be one of them better teams, it looks like they're going to be right at the bottom, and they're going to be playing a lot of road. Yeah, the best teams are the Pacers. Wow, look, they're both lined up too, and they're both in the same division. Pacers and the Cavs and the Warriors and Lakers. So, okay, guys. So let's start with round 1. So let's see what happens. So away or home. So yeah, Charlotte was 8th. They barely made the playoffs. So first of all, for this series, who am I going to pick to win this? I'll give Indiana the first one. And heck, I'll give them the second. I'll give Charlotte this one. I'll give Indiana this one. I'll give Charlotte the road win. And I think I'll let Indiana finish it there. I don't think that'll be a 7-game series, but Charlotte will compete somewhat, but Indy ends up winning it 4-2, and they will move on in the NBA playoffs. Toronto and Miami. I'll go with Miami. I'll go with Toronto. I think that'll be back and forth there. I'll give Toronto and Toronto. I think they win both home games. I'll go with Miami at home. And then I think I'll go with Miami again on the road, and then Miami home. So Miami rallies, come back. They were down 3-1, and they end up winning the series 4-3. Milwaukee and Boston. Oh wow! We got the same round 1 series from last year. Milwaukee and Boston. And guess who I'm gonna take? I'm gonna take Boston. I'm gonna take Boston. I'm gonna take Milwaukee on the road, and then I'll take them at home. So ironically enough, being down 2-0, they rally back and win 4-2. Crazy, right? Yeah, but it's possible though. It's not very likely. You don't see a team win 4 straight very often. But on second thought, I think I'm going to give Boston this win. But I'm going to do to Milwaukee what they didn't do last time. I think this will get back to 7 games. I'm going to go with Milwaukee, but they still will win. I still have Milwaukee winning this series because they were a little tuckered out there. I don't think they could have gone that straight. So Philadelphia and Cleveland, this will be an interesting one. I think I'll go with Philly and Cleveland. And then I'll go Philly, Cleveland, Philly, and then when it all comes down to it, Cleveland ends up winning that. They end up winning that series. So, yep, Cleveland and Milwaukee surprise winners out of that series. So now, these are the Eastern, by the way. Now we got Miami and Indiana. I got Indiana. Miami, Indiana. No. You know what? I'll give Miami that one. I'll give Indiana that one, but then I'll give Miami that one. But guess what? No team has ever came back from a 3-0 deficit. Ain't happening this time. Indiana wins that easy 4-1. Milwaukee and Cleveland. I'll give Cleveland the win. I'll give Milwaukee a road win. I'll give Milwaukee a home win. I'll give Cleveland a home. Give Cleveland a road win. Give Cleveland a home win. And then I think Cleveland finishes it up on the road. Even without LeBron, I still think they can win that series. So conference semifinals. Now it's time for the conference finals, which should be wow. So what was last year an early round 1 series, this is actually going to be the conference finals. So I think I'll go with Cleveland in the first game. Then I'll go Indiana in the second game. And I think Indiana goes on the road and wins the third game. Cleveland wins the fourth. Indy wins that one. Cleveland wins that one, and it all comes down to who's at home, baby. It's Indiana. So Indiana will go on the road. No, Indiana will win at home. They went on the road once to win, but for the majority, they won 3 of their 4 games at home. So that will help them get to the championship. So no shocker. I honestly could have predicted that. What about the Western Division? Wait, was I supposed to go up for that? Okay, so I'm being very naive here, obviously, guys, by not paying attention. Okay, so Western's all the way up here. So Golden State and OKC, okay. Wow, a matchup that is actually on tonight. Golden State and OKC. I will go with Golden State to win the first one. I think I'm going to go with Golden State to win the next one. I'll go with Golden State to go on the road and win that one. I think OKC can win this one. But all in all, 4-1, Golden State wraps it up fairly quick. I'm San Antonio and Dallas. I will go with San Antonio first. And then I'll go with... Okay, guys, so I think I will go with San Antonio. I'm going to go San Antonio. But you know what? I'm going to go with Dallas, but then I'm going to go San Antonio again. And then I'm going to go San Antonio. So San Antonio wins that series 4-1. Notice something. I'm not giving anyone a 4-0 victory. A 4-0 series shutout. Okay, so a series from last year once again. Houston and Utah. I'm going to go with Houston. And then just like last year, I think I'll go with Utah. And then I think I'll go with Utah. So I got Utah 2-1. Then Houston goes on the road, and then Houston wins at home. And then Houston goes on the road. So Houston wraps this up pretty easily and wins it 4-2. So they'll win this series 4-2. And then we got Memphis and Los Angeles. So now this will be an interesting one. Well, not really. I think Los Angeles will win this fairly easy. They win those first 2. Memphis wins this one. Memphis wins that one, so that's 2-2. Los Angeles, so that's 4-2. So I've only had like maybe 1 or 2 7-game series. Okay, guys, so yeah, I've had a lot of distractions once again. You might have even heard people yelling in the background. I apologize for that. The only voice you should be hearing is my own. Yet I don't want to disrespect anyone else around me. So I'm just going to try and get this over with quickly, and hopefully you guys will agree. Probably not. Doubtably. Gosh. Yeah, I had Indiana. And then I think I had Miami. I forget, man. I forget. Why didn't you save what I did with the East, man? Why? Oh, maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe I don't have to. Maybe it's got it saved already. Okay, yep. And this is where it's all over. It's all freaking over here. San Antonio will win a game, and Golden State will go on the road and beat them. San Antonio shockingly tries to come back, and they start to, but Golden State finishes it. So Golden State in a 4-3 series is able to win over San Antonio. Okay, sorry about that. I'm pausing the video way too much. I'm still trying to get this over with quickly, but it's confusing. So we got Houston and Los Angeles. I'll give Los Angeles a win. I'll give Houston a win. I think that's one where both teams can win on at home and on the road. Guess what? Los Angeles is able to go on the road and win. Houston wins at home. But Los Angeles takes it all the way after 2 more games. So they win at home and on the road to win that 4-2. So now I guess it's Golden State and Los Angeles, a division rivalry. So now conference finals. On that side, okay, so on that side, obviously I have the Pacers winning that, but I'll take Golden State over Los Angeles. I'll take Golden State over Los Angeles. I'll take Golden State over Los Angeles. You know, this I think I'll go. This is where Golden State really loves to win at 4-0 against a team they really hate. I'll give them the 4-0 win right here against Los Angeles. So now, once again, same team going back. It's Golden State, but this time I've got the Pacers going. So let's see if that could be a different outcome. Because like last year, Cleveland was literally a free throw shot away from winning the game, or maybe 2. I don't remember. They were just a few free throw shots away from winning the game, from winning game 1. I think Indiana can get this win on the road, and then I'll go with Golden State. But I don't think they dominate Cleveland. I don't think they dominate Indiana like they did Cleveland. So I'll give Indiana a win here. I'll give them a win there. Golden State 3-2. Yeah, Golden State up 3-2. I think they go on the road and win one, and then they win one at home. And then I got Indiana going, and then I got Indiana at home winning this, and so now they've tied it back up. So now this game's for all of it. And just like I remember a certain team down 3-1, but of course they weren't down 3-1, they were down 3-2, but still quite the comeback. I've got to go with Indiana. I've got to have some differences here. I can't go with the same team over and over again like some people do. So I've got Indiana. I've got the Indiana Pacers in an upset series against Golden State, winning it 4-3. They go on the road and beat Golden State twice to win this series. So even though Golden State might have finished with a 61-21 record, I think honestly they'll lose less games, and I do think they will be the number 1 seed easy in the NBA this year. But I ultimately will have Indiana winning the NBA Finals, since I do not know when. If you guys ever want to know that, just ask in the comments. I will. Or just tell me in the comments. You guys will probably look it up for me and tell me in the comments when it was. So tell me when the Indiana Pacers last won an NBA Finals. If ever, because, I mean, some teams have never even won it. But if you guys know that, just let me know. And if you enjoyed my predictions and agreed, or tell me something, tell me some flaws. Obviously, I know I made a lot of flaws, because I don't know too much about the NBA, but, you know, I'm kind of just doing this for fun since I used to play basketball and all. Anyway, I decently enjoy the NBA, watching the games, so I decided maybe this year I can do predictions. So what do you guys think about my predictions? Just let me know by giving me a thumbs up or thumbs down, and let me know in the comments below what you didn't like about my predictions and what you guys want to see in the future. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here so much. I appreciate it. Love you very much. I'll see you later.